Hey,
Is it working?
yeah, we live. We up,
We are up,
ready to go,
ready to go.
fired up.
Fired up. Fired up. All right, guys. Welcome to another episode
Yeah.
of Aussies taking over the NBA. It's been a little while.
Yeah, it
Bit lost
has.
for words. It's been a busy time in both our lives. New jobs.
Yeah, new jobs, new kids, new houses,
Kids, new houses.
new lives.
Indeed. Busy,
Not-
busy.
Not entirely basketball related.
Not entirely basketball related,
With
but shit happens.
the disastrous final series. Well, disastrous depending on who you are.
Who you actually go for.
Yeah,
It
but I
was,
guess
the flukiest final series. Just like half of the Warriors go down with injury and the Raptors drop the
two in a
mic.
row, dropping the mic.
The Raptors kind of just stroll into the championship thanks to Greg Van Fleet getting ridiculously hot out of nowhere and Kawhi Leonard and his chalky mid-range jumpers.
Yeah, I didn't have that on record, so I'm just recording that now. We'll miss out on the start of that, but I'll cut it off for YouTube anyway. So,
Good times.
yeah, getting back into it, we're just struggling a bit, you know.
Brentford, we have been up to date across probably the most extensive off-season moving period in NBA history, or in NBA recent history.
Yeah, that was crazy. There's so much happening, and I think 60% of the league moved.
Yes, 60% of the league moved. It was something like $3.7 billion worth of.
Oof, it's so much money, man.
It was just so much money was just floating around in contracts. A few Aussies obviously moving. Baines opting into his 1-year extension and then getting traded to the Phoenix Suns.
Yep.
Dingadell, Isaac Humpho, two ways ending. Isaac wasn't playing in the summer league, but Dingadell was.
Did. How do you look? Yeah, Dingadell in a nutshell. But I think he's got some growing to do. He's still young. He's
still young. I just don't know if the NBA kind of peaked midway through last season playing for the 905 Raptors and then just when he went to Cleveland just sat in the corner and kind of did nothing for 3 months. So be good to see. Delhi's back from his concussion, obviously going to be playing for Australia in the upcoming World Cup and exhibition matches here and here against the USA and Canada. Seems like it's funny. Seems like the USA team's just dropping out like flies. We'll probably have the B team come out and play. Maybe Lillard, but Harden's out. Anthony Davis is out. LeBron's out. So they're all focusing on the upcoming season. I think because they've just had such a wide variety of movement. Russ going to Houston, Jimmy Butler flaking out and just be like, I'm going to Miami.
yeah.
That was a bit weird. But really no movement in terms of Aussies outside Baines.
Yeah, Bainesy. So to Phoenix, we're going to have to watch Phoenix this year.
It's going to be fucking bad.
But I mean, watching the Celtics last year was a struggle as well.
It was. We won't have to watch them this year.
Nah, that's good. I'm happy about that. But I mean, there's so many teams where, wow, look, that was a good team last year. No, this is good to watch. And then suddenly it's like, oh, they got 9 new players. Oh, okay. Like, you know, the Lakers swallowed up half of these other players from other teams.
It's kind of the Sacramento Kings of like 5 years ago is now the Lakers. It's Boogie, Rondo, and...
Did Rondo re-sign?
Yeah, Rondo re-signed.
Yeah, so JaVale and then Quinn Cook from the Warriors going there as well.
It's just a weird team. It's just like, I think LeBron's going to run point all year. It's just like...
Yeah, that's fair enough.
He's just old.
But how much is a power move from LeBron? Just, I'll go through 1 year of this. Oh, I'm injured. These are 5 guys gone. And then, of course, Anthony Davis coming in. You just don't know how that's going to go. That's a big-time move.
It's a big-time move, but he's also a big injury player. He's not really made it through his career without a season with some sort of issue. He's just too big, man. He's a big guy that moves. He's kind of like that Joel Embiid body. Strong, big, athletic, but... when you're 7 foot and trying to move fast, you're going to do some injuries.
But also the big part of that franchise too. So everything was built around him, with him in mind. Go to Anthony Davis. In this team, he might be able to just sit back and look. I'm not carrying the team here, so I might be able to stay a bit more healthy.
Yeah, less work to do.
You'd be expecting that, really, or hoping that's how it kind of plays out.
You'd be hoping at least.
So what happened at the end of the last season? Bogut that was a bit of a disappointment for him
He
going all the way
some
over
game
there.
Time, got way over there, got paid. He'll be back in Kings colours.
He didn't really get paid that much though. Like
$500,000.
yeah, but
For what? Waving a towel? He knew he was just going to be towel waving.
But in the grand scheme of things, it's not like for what he's made over his career and what he's making in Australia.
He's only making 1.1 million a season in Australia. If someone said to you, "Hey, do you want to go play for the Warriors?" This is when KD, Clay, and Looney are fit.
Yeah.
Do you want to go play for the Warriors and potentially win another ring and get paid $500,000 to do it? Wouldn't you be like, yes?
Yes, I would like to do that. Thank you.
I mean, it didn't turn out like that, but still.
It turned out to be a bit of a disaster. Obviously, those injuries, big injuries. The Raptors winning the finals, so they didn't even get the ring. And I feel like they didn't really want to play him by the end of that either. That was like, we're not playing Bogut.
He's old.
And didn't have the impact. Like I said...
He did one game. He did game 2. He came on and was just like, oh, he's changing the way people are playing. He's doing well. He's like 22 minutes, scored some points. You know, it was efficient. And then it was just like, oh, yeah, the NBA's moved way past this guy who's 34. It's just, he's not even in the same league as the speed of the NBA.
And the Raptors had... They unlocked a Ibaka, Gasol around the rim, and Kawhi just driving at the rim and finishing and scoring mid range, and even Kyle Lowry was scoring these weird floaters and mid range stuff.
Van Fleet was just like, this guy's
that guy
did nothing in the series against Philly, and then somehow just gets out and shoots 80% from beyond the arc.
And all of them are like in late shot clock situations too. It's like get out of here, and then. By the end of it, that turned out for Bogut to be a bit of a disaster, really. If we're talking Bogut centric,
is it disaster really? Well, not paid, like you're getting paid.
I suppose, yeah. Me personally, I look at that. If I was Bogut, I'd be looking at it and just being like, "Damn!" Like I had a chance to win a ring, a chance to really play, and then he didn't. He kind of played, but didn't play. But he's coming back down under to play for the Kings, so
he's still MVP of the local league. Just shows you the disparity in centers, really.
It does, really. And a couple of times he got goaltendings.
Yeah.
And a couple of times he was 3-second violation too from Camby in the lane, so a little bit of old habits.
Well, it's the FIBA rules now. He's used to playing... The FIBA rules completely changed the way the game is played.
Yeah.
And a center's role and how it's structured. Like, all you would do is sign Taco Fall to an NBL team, and no one could win.
Or like Boban or something like that.
Or Boban like that. They'd just be like, yeah, we're just going to sit here, and you can shoot from 3, which we could just run you off the perimeter, or you've got to play in the mid-range.
It'll force teams to kind of play 4-on-5 or 5-on-4.
But it'll do exactly what the Sydney Kings did last year. When Bogut was on the court, they were in a defensive powerhouse. As soon as he came off, they just got trounced.
Yeah.
Because you're playing...
His on-off was just huge.
Well, it's just like the fall-off from this as a primary center to a backup center in the NBL is just what it is from the NBA to the NBL. It's kind of like this 2-tier... Like, we just can't sign good backup centers in the NBL, really. I think Adelaide's the only one. Harry Froling coming off for DJ.
Is Adelaide? What are Perth centers? DJ.
No, Perth doesn't really have.
No, they don't really have center. Yeah, exactly.
They play a small ball center with fast, kind of like shooting Bryce Cotton, guys like that. But it just shows you the disparity of the level of quality from the NBA to them. I think Europe has better centers and a better kind of center player in the real FIBA rules. Whereas
but
here,
it's less physical though. In Europe, it's less. Like centers in the NBA will hit you a few times and just see what you're made of. And like I noticed, like I was watching Summer League just to jump forward a little bit, where Landau was playing really well, but as soon as he had to go inside, like he was getting bullied a lot.
Yeah. But
still finishing around the rim, and still having a few like over the top tip ins. But whenever like he had to box guys and use his body, you could tell, doesn't have that NBA body, like doesn't have that athleticism.
But that's why he didn't get signed. I mean, he averaged 18, 7, and 4.
In the Summer League.
In 4 games. Which is
massive.
Was
great to watch too. Yeah, especially in that Bucks team.
Shooting about 37% from beyond the arc. So he's a stretch 5, but not NBA.
No,
not NBA
82 game season. It's just completely different. I think that's why the Erie Bay Hawks were kind of a bit higher on Humphreys, because Humphreys is more physical. Even though like you watched in his 10-day a couple of those games where you could see you just like, it was a bit raw, like not raw, quite NBA ready.
He's a 7-footer who can stretch the floor and shoot the 3 ball.
He's only young too.
Young, 21? Centers don't really mature into their mid to late 20s.
But you notice it going from NBL to NBA, like it's so obvious.
Yeah, it's a different game. Five is played
really
very differently from thing. Simmons obviously now signing that monster fucking extension.
Yeah, good on him, man. Paid.
You got paid. Only guy in league history to get paid without having a shot. It just shows you how good he is.
Mm-hmm.
And
I've noticed a lot of the reaction to that very like, oh, they did this. Like, oh, let's see how this goes. And it's like, yeah, but it could be really good.
But it's not about that. The last two seasons have got second round and second round and second round.
Well,
they got beaten by a chalky shot who eventually went on to win the championship. So they've been.
He was kind of borderline, sort of unplayable. Like, not unplayable, but just like, okay, next year, like you've got to bring something, like you've got to produce something in your game next year. Like,
but he didn't have to.
It's obvious
because this was about Joel Embiid and Jimmy Butler.
And then Jimmy just leaving, and he's like, "Good, you go. See you
go." Yeah, but then is the Horford signing a great thing? I mean, it turns Philly into this weird monster 6'10" powerhouse with everyone on the court's 6'8" above. Does it work? Well,
yeah.
It's not. Didn't work for the Raptors. The Raptors were a small team. Did it work for Golden State? No, Golden State played small mobile players. They didn't play a big lineup.
I like it though, but we'll go through that a little bit later. We'll go on to the draft.
Zion going
for
number one. Obviously.
Zion.
Yeah.
Looked pretty shit in summer league, man.
Yeah.
It looked a bit like, wow, hype. I want to see this, and then everyone going, oh, this is like not that great.
It's just kind of a highlight reel of blocks and dunks in college. Does this translate to the NBA? He really doesn't have good court vision. No court,
and a little bit unaware. Like,
yeah.
But this is, I've made these comments before. Like, some of these kids are getting hype trained. Like, they're front end loading on the hype, and then you see them and you go, ugh. Like, Bennett was a little bit like that, where Bennett like 2 years and then just out of the league, and
now back in the league.
But
after some hard work, he played really well for the Clips last year in the G League.
So much hype is generated first, and then you see them play in the NBA, and you just go, ooh, like, why can't you just go, oh, this guy's good, it's great, and then give him a couple of seasons? Like, I feel like I've just gone, ooh, wasn't that good? But I'm not sitting here going like, the bust. Where I've seen a few outlets just go like, this is not what we saw, and I don't know what this is. And you go, yeah, but Jesus Christ, it's been in the league 3 seconds.
It's also the summer league. If you're the Pelicans owner, you're just like, you're playing at 50% there because we do not want you to get injured before the season.
Yeah,
you know, number ones and the top 5 picks has had a notoriety over the last several seasons of injuring themselves in the summer league, and then all right, they're out. Yeah, Simmons, Embiid, Fultz, just gone. Into oblivion. Oh, that Markel Fultz saga is hilarious. Orlando doesn't know when he's going to start. There's no timeline for his return. He's the number 1 fucking pick for 3 years ago.
There's something going on in the background, man, for sure. There has to be something going on in the background.
He's it was just weird.
But these guys are just young, man. They're only young. You know, it's not.
You can't be a number 1 pick and then just be like, nah, I'm out. I got this thoracic bitch syndrome. Like, I'm just a bitch. Sorry, guys. I'm a bitch.
Armchair doctor over here.
Yeah, that's it, man. It's thoracic outlet syndrome.
I don't know. Like, every year, there's always this huge hype around certain things, and then the hype dies down, and then everyone's looking for more things. Like, what things can we get hyped about? And it's...
Man, I'm hyped for Taco Fall.
Yeah, but I'm not. I look at that and just go...
And I look at that and I think...
It's Boban 2.0.
It's not Boban 2.0 because, man, Taco is a much better block timer. He looks like he's actually athletic. Like, when you see him 3 years ago, he just looks like a stick. He looks like... The dude eats 6,500 calories a day.
Shit.
Just to maintain body weight. Like, they've got him on a really good program. He's the kind of guy that, you know, doesn't make it in the NBA. He will be a superstar anywhere else in the world because he's a freak. And his body completely ties into FIBA rules.
Has he gone anywhere? He hasn't been picked up by anyone?
Yeah, Celtics have signed him.
Oh, the Celtics did.
To a summer league, so he'd exhibit 10. I think he'll get a 2A because they just waived Yabusele.
Oh, they did. They actually signed and waived him, yeah.
They waived Yabusele, so they've got that open roster spot. Look, if he gives you 10 minutes of production a night, as a bit of like this, like, we don't know what to do.
It could be good. Or it
could be good, but it's just hype,
horrible, man. Horrible.
Dude's just hype. It's 7-7. It's just
I'm not on that train.
I'm on that train.
Yeah, no, good. We'll see it throughout the season.
I'm on the taco train, man.
You're right about him. If he came to the NBL, man, and he could just camp in the lane for a year, that'd be sensational.
It'd be hilarious to watch. It's like, taco! Yeah.
So Zion, obviously number 1 pick. Yeah, he'll be interesting to watch. It's good that he's on the Pelicans. At first, I thought, fucking Pelicans, like, you know. But then after Anthony Davis left, they just retooled their roster. I've gone, okay, Randall, Zion, Lonzo, and Hart, and all the ex-Lakers.
No, Randall's gone. He's gone to the Knicks.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I thought we get more time then. Sweet.
It's Holiday. Drew Holiday's there.
Holiday. And then...
Holiday.
Okay, the 2018 Lakers team. Like, okay, yeah, cool. Like, I'm into that.
Mate,
and
they picked up JJ, which is fucking... It's a good pickup. I think if you got a guy like Holiday running at ball, who's not a great shooter, but a decent facilitator.
Yeah, and really defends well. Drew and Lonzo as a defensive pair would be very interesting.
Very interesting. Brandon Ingram, who's just a sweet scorer. And
I wonder how he'll be affected if they give him the ball and as an ISO scorer.
ISO small forward, that Kevin Durant style role, because Ball's not a scorer. He's a facilitator and defender. Holiday's a good scorer. Zion,
I don't know where he fits, man. They've
unless
still got Jahlil Okafor too on their roster.
Yeah, like, you know, I'm hoping that guy comes back. He's a sweet scorer, can't defend to save himself. But it may be one of those things is that Zion could defend the 5 because he's such a nugget. I don't know.
It'd be interesting to watch him, and there's going to be so many eyes on that. It's good for New Orleans because there's going to be heaps of eyes on Zion this year, and
he's already sold more jerseys than the rest of the draft combined.
Shit.
For the Pelicans. So that just shows you how much hype he is.
There's so much hype there, but watching him in the summer league, I just went, that's not
my
not
summer
good.
League pick out of this draft. Rui Hachimura, man. I saw that guy. That guy is a 6'8".
He's grown,
NBA
man.
fucking freak.
He's grown.
Shoot the 3 ball and put the ball on the floor, facilitate, defend. It's unbelievable.
Kind of reminds me of Giannis now, but less athletic. You know
Giannis
what I mean?
Was
like
athletic when he came into the league.
No, but like it's like you could give that guy the ball, even though he's a power forward, and go right. Let's run point forward with this guy.
Yeah, you could.
But I swear he's grown since we watched him play against Australia.
When we played. I think
he was more like a shooting guard, and I was like, he torched us off the dribble, and you know, he could shoot the ball. Now that he's a bit bigger, like he can do a few other things like rebound, you know, block shots and stuff like that. It would be really interesting.
He's like a more effective Tobias Harris.
Where did he go again?
Washington.
Won't be watching a single minute of that.
No. Isaiah Thomas might be fun. It might be fun to watch a bit of nostalgia there, see what happens with that. Look, I'm going to follow his career because I actually... When I saw him torch Australia, I was just like...
Yeah, we were just like, wow. Let's get on the hype train now. Like real early, yeah.
It's funny, when he got picked, the GM of Washington just turned around and said, hey, can you shoot? Like, they didn't look at him at all. It's kind of like, really? This dude? Like, fuck.
I actually saw a little bit of him in Summer League, and he looked really good in Summer League.
Really, put up 25 one game out of, I think Washington put up 70 in total, so... Looks good. Another one I'm really rooting for is Bol Bol, who really went late in the draft. I thought he would be a late first round.
Super
44th. Yeah, shoots 53% beyond the arc.
But is it bankable?
It's bankable, man. Stretch 4. It's a thon maker that can shoot.
Yeah, I'm not.
7'1".
Those big guys are always like, oof.
SpongeBob SquarePants tattoo on his calf.
Okay.
Fucking weird.
But like shooting is the new thing with big men, I guess.
My thing with big men is that if you don't have the big man body, you can't play the 5 in the modern league. You really have to have the solid, like Kevon Looney, you know, even Val McGee's got a pretty decent, solid. Anthony Davis, Joel Embiid, Ibaka, Gasol. These guys are nuggets. Like they're 7-foot nuggets. If you're a 7'1" beanpole, play the stretch 4. Play that guy that could come across and block on the weak side and help defend the weak side block. and then go and run down the floor and stretch out because you're going to be able to shoot over most people. That's what Kevin Durant has made a career out of. 7 foot, can shoot over most people. I mean, he's definitely more athletic in terms of speed.
Man, like
he can't put the ball on the floor. Like he's terrible.
He's grown his ability through it, like his basketball intellect to just go, right, I'm not LeBron James. I'm not going to just bang against dudes. Like what I'll do is use my body, feint, cross them, be able to like 7-footers crossing over. Like he's probably one of the only ones where you just like, I can still fall for his crossover.
Probably AD's the other one as well.
True, yeah, he's grown his handle a lot, but you're right. Like you wouldn't put the ball on the floor, but then you've got to do other things. And defensively in OKC, KD, you know, you would just go, not a bad defender. But when he was at Golden State, he was like blocking shots, being everywhere. The system really put him in a position to elevate his game. And but yeah, that's why I'm not big on the beanpole type centers.
No, neither am I.
I think they're a dying breed.
I think they are a dying breed. I think they move into that stretch 4. I would see Thon playing at Detroit this year is more of that stretch 4 than that backup 5. Maybe you can play a couple of minutes of backup 5.
He needs to put on the beef. I haven't seen him since the off-season, since that final. So.
Well, he's the club withdrew him from all international duties to focus, I think, more on his body and his game. I think they want to invest in him, which is, you know, if a club's willing to do that, I think Detroit's a really good place for him, actually. I think learning under Blake Griffin, as much as I do not like how that guy plays, it's an excellent opportunity to get into a team. I like the Detroit team this year. I mean, for my mind, Andre Drummond's a busted ass, but he's a 10 and 10 a night at least.
He can be a 20 and 10, but
he's just an old school.
He's got to adjust to be that. Like he can't just I'm 20 and 10 with what I am. Like he's got to change his game. He's only 25.
Andre Drummond, 25, 26.
Well, you can't believe it.
He looks like about 35. Yeah, I was just like.
He thought he was in his 30s.
Yeah.
Like he's only young, but he's just not an IQ type center. Where some guys, if you know, like Willie Cauley-Stein going to the Warriors, you're like, oh, big guy, like, you know, but you're just like not a good enough IQ there to play in that kind of system. We'll see how it goes, but some guys have it and some guys don't. Like you watch Bogut and you're like, oh, he looked really good and like could time blocks, but had no inside game at all. Like can't put the ball on the floor. You know, off a one step, like you would always be hoping he tries to score on you in the post rather than passes it to someone, you know, and that's kind of how you exploit him. It's how he got a little bit exploited in the NBL, and then this season at the end of the NBA season, he got a little bit exploited there where they're just like, oh, we're not even going to guard you in the post. No worries. We'll just make sure we close down all the lanes because we know how dangerous you are at passing the ball. Anyone else notable in the draft? Reddish. PJ Washington,
not really any
going down this like.
RJ Barrett looks good. Had a bit of a slow start, but looks good. You know, I think that Knicks team is actually not a bad young team. They're 4 years away from being a top 8 threat, but I like Kevin Knox as power forward. I like Mitchell Robinson at center. Like RJ Barrett, you know, facilitating. They could get a couple more pieces. They're like the Atlanta of 2 years ago. Kind of like just 1 or 2 people. You know, you got Kevin Huerter, got Dwayne Dedman. You got a couple of nice guys.
Future MVP Kevin Huerter.
Yeah.
It's always on the Simmons podcast. Russillo is always talking about that. It's hilarious. Cracks me up every time.
And then you get a decent point guard in Trae Young, obviously semi decent. And they've got RJ Barrett this year. Look, they could knock off a couple of big teams. I don't think they get past 30 wins. However, that's
I want to see
in the
it.
East. You're in the East.
It's such a situation where it's like I just want to see what happens. I just want to see you do that. You know, it's kind of like the Bucks and winning a championship. You're like, yeah, they can do it, but I want to see them do it to know that they did it. Well done. You know,
they kind of, I think, really this year they've gone backwards. I mean, they just signed Kyle Korver. It's gone to the Bucks.
That's good.
He's 37, man.
Yeah, but how much have they now on the clock as like? Just sign shooters like Giannis and shooters. How good is it?
They know they're going to get 60 wins out of it. They're not going to be a hard team to beat. But can they get to the finals? Probably this year. It's going to be a Philly. I think it's going to be Philly Bucks.
Well, having who left out of
Heritage?
Some guy who just played in the finals. He left as well. What's his name?
Oh, Brogdon.
Kawhi.
Oh yeah, that's for the Raptors.
So you would expect the Raptors. Oh, just some guy. I don't know what his name is.
I thought you were talking about the Bucks.
Nah, I was trying to be funny here, mate.
Oh, right. I was like,
The guy who's currently holding my bleeding heart, as it just pumps in his hands, in his huge hands.
Fucked the Lakers out of all these.
Oh, that was pretty funny. Oh, we'll transition on to free agency now. Obviously, we'll just take a step back to the Knicks.
Yeah.
Made all this cap space. Like, we're gonna get free agents. How good is this? They ended up with like nothing. Like paying like Morris and
15 mil. I think is pretty good because the Clippers offered Morris 20 mil for 20 mil a year for 2 years, 1+1 player option, and Rich Paul knocked it back.
Yeah,
that's why he fired Rich Paul. It's because he didn't want Morris on an opposing team to LeBron.
Yeah, but then in the background stuff you got to look out at with that sort of stuff, like the agent shit.
Anyway, he's off to the Knicks. 15 mil.
You're talking about the Spurs contract, right?
No.
So, okay.
So the reason the Spurs contract was a knee-jerk reaction to the fact that Rich Paul told him to knock back the 2-year $40 million deal from the Clippers, and then he got a 2-year $20 million from the Spurs. He wanted a multi-year contract, and then he kind of backed out because the Knicks said, "We'll offer you a 1, but if you play well, we'll give you an extension on that 1 to a $30 million 2-year." So he's 1 year, $50 million at the Knicks. He's
not even that good.
He's not great, but he's not bad.
Like,
he definitely added depth to the Celtics this year. Are just like, who are you?
It's weird with the Celtics where there was an obvious kind of roster thing there where he's the alpha, Smart's the alpha, then Kyrie was trying to be the alpha, and you're like, no, that's not going to work. Like, they're all three different weird players. Like, if you threw Draymond Green into the mix in that, you would, you know what I mean? Like, you wouldn't go, yeah, throw Draymond in there. Let's see what happens there. Like, he's a weird alpha. Like, Smart's even kind of weird alpha as well, where mad defender, but you don't look at that team and go, oh, that he really glues that team together. You kind of a bit.
It's kind of a bit like you're a hothead, and someone just has to call you out, and you're just going to get thrown out.
So I'm looking at this Knicks roster: Barrett, RJ Barrett, Reggie Bullock.
Yeah, that's a weird one.
So you're going for Durant and Kyrie. You end up with Reggie Bullock, Taj Gibson, Marcus Morris, who we discussed, and then Julius Randle. I like Julius Randle, and good shit that he got paid.
Yeah. And
then they already had Dennis Smith, Alonzo Trier, Elfrid Payton signed there. Like that's just like no, like a total letdown.
It couldn't be any worse than the Hornets.
Just how the fucking Hornets. Just how close the Knicks were to Zion, Kyrie, Durant. And like, wow, that's a big 3 for the next like 5 or 6 years. Now they're just back to square one again. Like, paid all these people like insane amounts of money for just nothing. But yeah, the Hornets capped out, but they're like a 20-win team, man. They're a 20-win team. Far out. That's just crazy. So
people got paid. MJ, the worst owner-manager in the league.
Obviously, the first thing that happened was AD to the Lakers. That happened pretty early. It was telegraphed.
Yeah, you could tell that.
Some of that shit from last year where how that didn't happen, yet they had to play the rest of their season, the Lakers and the Pels, knowing that it was pretty much going to be a done deal. And
yeah, what
a weird scenario, man. If you're like Lonzo Ball or Josh Hart, like a real test of your professionalism to just be like, fuck, I'm out of here at the end of this season.
Yeah, but Lonzo was injured, so just like, I'll just sit out, get my body better, and go down to the things next year. I think that there's been a bit of a revolution from Lonzo that I think he's really stepped away from his father. And just like, now he's just going to become his own man, do his own thing.
Well,
he has to, because his dad's a nut job.
And then again, we're talking about front load hype too, where there was a lot of front loaded hype onto him, and he came into the league. What's his third? Is his third year now, or is his
third year? He's been injured for most of the 2 years.
And it's like, if that guy was just a kind of normal dude, everyone would be like, no, not a bad player, like decent point guard, can shoot it well. But with all the hype comes a lot of like, you're shit, like sucked in. Like, you were really hyped and now you're shit. We're gonna laugh at you about it. So if he goes to the Pelicans and takes like a real hard gut punch, like your ego is going to take a punch now.
Yeah.
And then goes, right, I'll knuckle down. Like here it becomes the focus point of, do you knuckle down? And then the next 2 years becomes shop window for another big team.
No, I think they knuckle down and they create something at the Pelicans.
Well, he's got to do that. Like he's got to buy into that.
So does Ingram, really. Because
Ingram and Hart as well, really.
They're just going to be shopped around as kind of
Ingram's still got that blood clot thing, though, doesn't he?
I don't know. I'm not. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a scary one, man. Like taking a real swing on a guy with that kind of health problem.
Mean, I think they took a swing on the fact that they got multiple picks off the Lakers over the next couple of years.
You know, include him.
You know, AD's gone. You know he doesn't want to play, so he's just like, fuck, we'll just get whatever we can.
Which was why didn't they do that before? I don't understand why they didn't do it at the end of last year like that.
I think they got an extra pick now. I think they're just like, make it happen. They got an extra pick out of it.
Doesn't matter. To me, I'm like, well, you just put the fucking franchise through 6 months of bullshit when you could have just done it then. And you know what I mean? Like, you didn't need to blow up. Like, it's obvious the eyes were all over that. Why did you play it like that? Like, both sides. Why did you guys play it like that? Like, you could have just resolved it, not gone through this weird 6 months of these three guys just being like, yeah, we're leaving at the end of the season. This sucks type of thing. But neither of them made the playoffs, so it doesn't really matter. Kemba to the Celtics. Yeah, I think that's is about my.
He deserves to get paid, but
fucking get paid, son, for sure.
But yeah, I think that'll be another.
It's weird that a team like the Celtics went in on that. A guy that's not quite that real elite tier.
Yeah.
A team that kind of really got scared off that elite tier by Kyrie. Like, it was clear that didn't work. You know what I mean? Like, you go, like, I remember both of us, were we just at the time where they signed Kyrie? No, we were that season that they had Kyrie. But I remember saying to you, like, this is going to be fucking good, man. Kyrie's going to be good. But then, you know, all that shit happened, off-court stuff.
Yeah.
Totally derailed the team. And then
that's the kind of player Kyrie is, man. He's got...
Well, I didn't think it was that. Like, you know, not following Cleveland, it must have hidden a lot of that.
Yes.
You know? I didn't know that he was... Like, it was weird, man. Like,
he just wanted out. He's like, I'm out. I want out. LeBron, I'm out. I don't like LeBron. And then, like, 2 years later comes begging.
I want my own team, and then I'm going to make something real. This is going to be great. And then... No, I'm out. I'm
never leaving you, Boston. If you want me, I'll stay. Yep, I'm out. So, yeah.
And then 2 months later, just being like, I'm fucking out. And not even being like, you look, sorry, I'm gone. Like, daggers and weird shit going on in there. Like,
it's kind of weird because you know that he's done this to 2 teams, yet you're Brooklyn, and you're like, yeah, let's sign this dude.
Yeah.
Let's trade and sign D'Angelo Russell for Kevin Durant. Great.
Yeah.
But Russell's kind of the reason you got to the playoffs last year. He's young. He's getting better. There's a lot of upside to him. Kyrie was terrible in the finals.
Yeah, and then how much do you bank that?
How much do you bank that with a dude that is severely injury prone? He is injury prone. With a guy who is an 82-game workhorse, who scores and gives you 25 a night, defends okay. He's probably a better defender than Kyrie, but it's just like, it's a name. It's a Brooklyn. It's a name. It's an image, and we're kind of like, yeah, we got Kevin Durant out of this. That's what I think it is.
Brooklyn's on the up and up, and I think basketball fit I don't
think they'll be in the same position this year as they were last year. They haven't signed anyone of my mind.
I think they might. Durant. I think they can get better with Kyrie, but
I don't know.
It's a better soup mix for Kyrie. Like, that Celtics soup mix was like, yeah, they're really strong. A lot of good chemistry, good unity in that team. Drop Kyrie in that, you're just like, oh, like something's off here. Like, this dish doesn't work.
Yeah, maybe Brooklyn's bought into like the Kyrie, Kool-Aid.
Well, Brooklyn doesn't have the pedigree. Like, they're not a shit-stained team where we just need Kyrie and a bunch of bums and hope Kyrie really wins it. Like, they're kind of on the up, and they have a bit of a group where they can go, oh, wow, Kyrie's coming in. This is great. Whereas the Celtics were kind of like, we're the Celtics. Yeah, right, you better be on board with this Kyrie. Whereas in Brooklyn, that team is on the up and up and quite young and connected. They can go, we really respect Kyrie. We're on board with this. Whereas the Celtics were obviously like, you've got to come and buy into this. Whereas
it's a system team as opposed to just a player team.
But it could all go the wrong way. This Brooklyn, Brooklyn team might go.
Really wrong.
Nah. We don't like Kyrie. He's weird.
He's a weird dude.
Brogdon ended up going to the Pacers.
Yeah, great deal. I think great added for the Pacers. Brogdon is, my mind, top 10 young player in the league.
I don't know.
Young player under 25. You have to remember that.
I think he is individually off the page. You look at him and go, great signing, that's great. But I don't know how well throwing him into a new environment might work for his game.
I don't know.
Like,
if Oladipo plays the point and Brogdon plays the 2, I think you've got 2 guys they're going to give you 40, 50 points a night.
Well, I don't know if he's going to be able to fit that. Like, he really fit that with Giannis because how much double teaming and triple teaming that Giannis, how much space he was able to create.
Yeah.
He was getting to the lane. He was shooting the ball well. In this Indiana team, I don't know if he's going to get the same avenues. Like, he's going to really struggle to get to the rim a little bit more. But I still feel like his game has grown enough where you're just like, I want to see if he can do this. Like, this will be great to see him if he can elevate his game. I'm not going to put money down and I'm going to put my money back in the pocket to say it's going to be a great signing and he's going to do really well. Yeah, I'd prefer him to stay to the Bucks, man. But at that price, man, get paid, son. Get paid.
Well, not only get paid. I think the Bucks had, Chris Middleton. They couldn't afford it.
Oh, they slammed the max down on him for sure.
I don't know if that's a great idea. Is he a max player?
Yeah, I think he is. I love him. I would have loved him to replace Durant, just like for like.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that would have been perfect because he's kind of like a mini Durant, like can score off the dribble, can shoot the ball well, can't handle, like his handles are probably at the same level as Durant. Yeah. I don't think he fits the Bucks team entirely yet at the same time. He's good enough to be like, get paid, son. If it wasn't the Bucks, everyone would just be like, yeah, get paid. Like, that's a good signing. Yeah. But the Bucks is just kind of, they've gone sideways a little bit.
Yeah, signed George Hill.
Bledsoe was fucking terrible at the end of that playoff series.
Then signed like Brook Lopez, get paid. He's on like 3 year, 52 mil.
That's good. Get paid. That's not bad.
Yeah.
Part of the reason why he was so good last year was because he was on so little
money.
Pretty
much. Yeah.
Really. And then I think they signed Rollo as well.
They did. They signed his brother.
Make him happy. You know what I mean?
It's just like, and they signed Thanasis Antetokounmpo.
Yeah. Isn't there there's another Antetokounmpo out there somewhere?
There's Costas. He's being waived by the Mavericks. They reckon the Raptors will sign him. And then Giannis' younger brother. So if the Greece national team could literally just be like full
Antetokounmpo lineup, that'd be sensational.
I want to see that. That would be great.
That would be great. The team Antetokounmpo. Jimmy obviously went to the Heat. How do you feel about that, being a Philly fan?
Look, we got Horford, we got Richardson. We got something out of it. Would have liked him to stay. Would have been good to see what another year of mix could do, and then if that didn't work, trade him off. But his obviously ego is bigger than the greater good. He obviously doesn't want to win. It's not about winning.
Well, he said it was about winning, so he does want to win.
Yeah, but then you'd stay with Philly because Philly is going to be there come and you're going to be able to take that over because you're Jimmy, you're the finisher. But you go down to Miami and you're like, it's kind of where grubs go to die.
Well, they're kind of now just starting to get out of that crazy cap hell that they were in.
Crazy cap hell, but they don't have any picks in the next few years. They haven't
got
been
a good coach.
Eric Spoelstra, but they haven't been able to sign another big free agent. What, they're going to take Chris Paul? Jimmy Butler and Chris Paul?
They got off of your best mate, who was living in Embiid's head.
Oh,
wow. Whiteside, yeah.
Well, he's off.
Yeah, he's gone.
So they've got Bismack Biyombo. It's not a great team.
Kendrick Nunn's on that team. That's not bad. Kelly Olynyk's still there. Dion Waiters is still there. Justice Winslow, and then Jimmy Butler. They just don't have. Oh, Myers Leonard. Yeah, it's a mess of a team. Yeah, I don't know.
They don't have a conventional point that can just run. Like, is
only Dragic, yeah.
He's not that.
But then, why would you pair Dragic with Butler? It's kind of.
Yeah,
I don't know how that's going to work. It'll be interesting to see. I think, what did they finish in? No, but just outside the top.
They finished in 9th.
They're one of those teams around that nether region where the
Detroit pipped them.
Yeah, for that. So I think they can kind of just finish in the playoffs this year with
Magic
Jimmy Butler
pipped them as well. Yeah.
Yeah, Magic, man. They did all right in the free agency. They signed to the Vooch and
they
Gordon's
kind of just
still there.
They just kind of brought the same team back, which is weird because the team is an 8th place team at best. They got Markel Fultz. They don't really know what they get. I think Fultz is going to be another Anthony Bennett. I think you get another 12 mount in. He's shit. He's out of the league. He works his ass off, comes back to the G League, and then maybe we see him at 27, 28 for like a 4-year stretch in the league. I think he's good enough. I think he had enough talent. But man, the talent in the NBA these days that you're getting every draft.
It's such a fine line, isn't it?
It's a very fine. Like you just can be like hype and then out of the league. And then you're off to Europe or you're off to the NBL. And really, that's a fine line too, because you're then fighting with local talent that
Mm.
obviously, there's not a limit to the amount of players that they can have. So I don't know. I don't know.
My battery's running low. No.
What on your computer?
Yeah, it's not plugged in. That's weird. Don't worry about it. If it falls off, I'll just, play it by ear. So next was Conley and to the Jazz for that crazy Utah Jazz trade for Korver, Crowder, and Grayson Allen.
And a few.
Why didn't they do that?
I don't know why they didn't do it. Rubio was fucking terrible.
And he's gone to the Suns as well.
That's where that's all.
Like, why didn't you do that in the mid-season, man? Like, they should have pulled the trigger on that for sure.
Should have pulled the trigger. Mitchell was a bad piece last year. Did not play well in the final. Did not take that game to the next level. Actually, I don't. He's still not a smart player. Just drive into like 15 people and see if you can something pops up and goes in. You're like, wow, that's cool. But it only works 1 in 3 times.
Well, they signed Bogdan as well.
That's a good signing. So essentially, you've got two.
Bojan, I don't know, whatever.
Bojanovic, Bogdanovic,
Sivuljinovic or something like that. But they seem to be doing right. Like, they had their own system, that Vortex pick and roll style system where all of their guys seem to fit that. And now they're like, scrap it, we're going one ball handler shooters now. They've gotten rid of Rubio, Favors is out, Neto's out. Now they've got Bogdanovic and Ingles. Like they're like, surround him with shooters,
You have to.
Well, they should have done that at the start of this year,
when
they had the chance.
I want to see Exum back and healthy. That he'd be good to be like a 2-slasher.
This will be his second year of that 3-year deal, won't it?
Yeah.
What else have we got? DeAndre went to the Nets with Durant, and he got paid as well too.
They both took less money to bring him.
Yeah.
So
they're like, we want him here. Pay him.
That's a good friend. Isn't it? That's a good friend.
Yeah.
The Mavs are probably the weird. We just don't know what's going to happen. The Kristaps factor.
It's kind of weird.
7'4" slasher who can shoot the 3-ball. You got Luka, who's probably one of the most skillful young men in the game. They've got some good pieces around them.
Seth Curry, 4 years, 32. Would you pay that?
No.
No, I wouldn't either.
4-year, 20, $5 million a season is 30. I mean, the dude deserved to get paid. I think.
For sure, get paid my son. But I would have preferred to see Portland pay him. Like, you've done really well for us. We'll pay you now. Like, not like he went to market and got paid.
Super max.
Well, who's that?
Lillard.
Yeah, well,
he's on $47 million in his last year.
Yeah, that's all right. It's a franchise guy.
Ridiculous.
It's a franchise guy, though.
40% of your salary cap. He's not that good.
But is Steph Curry worth that?
Steph Curry's an MVP. Lillard's never been.
True. So you'd be hoping now Lillard has, between now and when his contract becomes unserviceable, has a season where, wow, Damian Lillard, wow, MVP, well done. Can you see that happening?
No, not in this league.
I can't see it happening.
Not with the talent around.
I think
the league.
he's been a fantastic player.
He's a club player. He should, sign him to the Clay type deal, 190, 4 years, 5 years. He does $47 million a year.
Well, Portland's got to pay somebody, I guess. And if he's going to retire the franchise guy, then fair enough, pay him.
Yeah, but you're never going to win a championship. Anyway.
Who else we got?
The Russell Westbrook trade is just like...
No, we got more George Hill.
I told you I fucking hate George Hill.
I just wanted to hear it again. And then big champ Kawhi holding about 1 million hearts in his hand as they're still beating.
I like that he fucked the Lakers. I don't like that he fucked the Raptors.
I kept telling you, I'm like, this dude's out. Like, this is...
he was out. Yeah, he was out.
Toronto have got to look at this and just go, wow, we just fluked a championship. How good is this? Just celebrate. Like, fuck yeah, that's great. It's great for him. Like, his pedigree, they're all going to just be like, thank you so much. You came in. Like, how has he just stabbed them in the back and left, yet it's Durant's the guy everyone hates? You know what I mean?
Durant's going off to do his own thing. I don't... He should have told the Raptors.
They probably knew in advance he was out.
They didn't, because they didn't sign anyone. They did not. They lost Green. They lost him. And so it's just Kyle Lowry getting paid with Gasol opting into a $25 million last.
Yeah, get paid.
Yeah, that's fine. You got paid. You won a championship. But in this day and age, do you want to get someone like they've got no picks? So they've got
nothing. They were just nothing. Like, we fluked a championship.
Pretty much.
Sweet. And then the more as time goes on, my soul knits itself back together. I'm just like, good. Like, good stuff. Like, as soon as Kawhi left, I'm like, you paid your price. Like, that's going to go down as this championship where it's just like, where did that come from? Like, fuck, okay.
4 guys got injured and the Raptors chalked it.
I don't think it's, like, asterisk worthy. Like, good, no. They were good enough to finish and get into that, and then Kawhi sort of propelled them. I think Kyle Lowry played pretty well. I think they paid Fred VanVleet as well.
They did pay Fred VanVleet.
But what about Paul George for Gallo and Gil Gugus?
Shea
Ollivander or whatever his
Alexander.
name is.
Yeah. OKC got some picks out of that.
Yeah, they fucking just give me those picks.
Just picks. I think they got
Sam Presti is just dynamite on that franchise, man.
Yeah. I mean, Russ leaving is kind of, he was the franchise guy. He got paid as the franchise guy too. And now he's off to a Houston team that is so dysfunctional.
I think it's going to be better. Like, I think he's going to be better than Paul.
Yeah.
Like, athletically.
Oh, yeah.
He's going to provide hustle. I feel like it just died. Westbrook's going to be. You got to fucking play your balls off now, man.
Yeah.
Like, you can't just sit in OKC and just be like, I'm the man. Like, Steven Adams, get out of the way. This is like, you've got to now go. Like, he can't be going to Capella and just be like, hey, Capella, they're my rebounds. Capella would be like, get the fuck out of here. They're my rebounds. Like,
you watch his stats tumble. You really do.
They were so unsustainable, man. They were unsustainable in the point to the point where people were just going, what is this stat padding, bro? Like, what is this? Like, this is the reason why you're losing is because you're stat padding so much. You know what I mean? Like, it's unsustainable. It's fool's gold. So I like this trade. Like, in terms of, like, Houston are kind of being, oh, what'd you make this trade for? Like, Daryl Morey, is he losing it? Daryl Morey, Doug Mulray.
It's a smart trade.
I think it's a good trade, man. I would have gone, get rid of CP3 on that crazy contract. At least you got Russell Westbrook. What is he, 29, 30? Like, he's not 30, as old as Chris Paul.
Yeah. Much more athletic.
I don't know. Maybe Daryl Morey had that bullet in the back pocket, but I think he's just seen an option and just gone, sweet. Like, you want some picks? Yeah, take the picks. No worries. We'll take Russell Westbrook. In terms of a basketball fit, it's such a just hope this goes all right.
Yeah.
But it could. And then James Harden, what is he? Like, what are you going to go, oh, you're holding the ball too much, James. What's he going to do? Go like, we'll hold it some more then, You know what I mean? Like, you're already all down a blind alley on James Harden holds the ball too much. He's just doing too much with the ball. Like, you may as well just throw Westbrook in there and just be like, who cares? Like, see what happens.
Plays an off-ball kind of, second option for the alley-oop.
Westbrook off-ball. Oof.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
My laptop died, so I can't go down the list of anyone.
Can't go down the list.
It's up to you. You got to drive it from here, mate.
Got to drive it from here, mate. We can go into what else can we go? We can go into the Philly, the Al Horford.
That was a big one too. What do you reckon about that? What's your thoughts on that?
It's paying a guy that's just tapering off the best years to hope to get a championship now. It's the Jimmy Butler trade all over again. It's like, this is now. The time is now. Paying Simmons, obviously, you got to pay the dude. If he ever develops a 3-point or a jump shot, it's game over. You're not going to get a 6'10" point guard that can get to the rim at will. Defend.
Do you reckon he will? Like, it's third season now, is it? So his second year and then third rookie max extension.
It's fourth year in the league because he did out first year, 2 seasons in, fourth year in the league. Can he develop a jump shot? I don't think he can.
I think he can, but you would have seen it. Like, the thing that weirds me out is we're in year 4 and still going, whoa, stop. What's going on here? What's going on? There's something unusual going on here. You know what I mean? Like we've seen him shoot jump shots. He can shoot jump shots. Like, why isn't he just shooting some? Just shoot some, bro. It's December. You're playing Orlando. You're up 20. Shoot a couple of fucking jump shots, man.
Yeah.
Now, I remember like 2 years ago just being like, no, it's all good. It's all good. Now 2 years I'm starting to go, something's wrong here. Like, what the fuck's going on? Like,
shoot the 3-ball.
Tell us. Shoot somebody come out. Brett Brown come out and go, he's going to try and shoot 12 jump shots per game this season, or 6 jump shots per game this season.
Yeah.
Lock them in. You're going to see it. It's going to be great. Kind of feels like they're now just going, don't shoot them, because as soon as you start shooting them, people are going to ask questions.
Yeah.
Like, it's flipped over to me. Like, people are now going to ask questions. Why are you shooting so many jump shots now? oh, this is fucking weird. Like, but I don't know what. It's weird to me. But you're obviously a Philly fan, so it's different for you.
Fan. They've signed some good pieces. They've drafted well. They've got some good guys coming there. Zay Smith, Matisse Tybal.
Tybal, I saw that. Was he decent? Or?
Decent shooting guard, 6'7", oversized shooting guard.
Neto, I believe they've signed.
They've signed Ron Neto as a backup point guard, which might not be too bad. TJ is obviously off to the Indiana.
Yeah.
Team looks good. I want to get into this season because it's just going to be so fucking bonkers. All these duos now. It's just the league is full of duos.
Yeah. Two-man groups. Yeah.
Two-man groups. Just like, is this what pieces are we going to see rise from the trade, the drafts? How is it going to turn out? We kind of know the East. The West is just open slather. The Kings could, they've got some great young talent. Where do they?
But then they've sacked fucking Dave Yeager. Like, that was the ultimate season of just like, I fucking love where this is going. Yeah. How good's this going to be sacked? Like, what? Like, what? Yeah. And who came in? Oh, Luke Walton, who's a very, very,
he's not a tactical basketball coach,
but he's trying to be that guy.
Yeah,
I like Luke Walton, but in that situation.
You had the young unit, the
had
Lakers.
Fucking LeBron come in and
before
just be
LeBron.
Like, hey, I don't like this guy. Get rid of him. Yeah, no worries, LeBron. Sweet. We'll make it look like he's leaving, and then it'll be all right for you. Yeah, no worries. Thanks, boss. Make sure it happens, and he'll just leave, walk out the side door. I would like to have seen Walton go to another franchise where they had nothing.
Yeah,
I got to build something here. Like, they already had, like, the Kings were the fastest team in the league, but like by far. You'd watch them and just go, my head is spinning, man. This is so fast. I can't handle this. This is fucking insane. And then you give him Luke Walton, where he's like, all right, boys, we're going to do tactics now. I don't know how that's going to work. I don't think it's going to work.
No, I don't think it will. And I think we'll see the Kings drop down a little bit, but you never know. The talent, Buddy Hyde, De'Aaron Fox.
Buddy Hield, Fox, Bagley.
Yeah.
Who else is on that team? Somebody else went there, didn't they?
Harrison Barnes, didn't he?
Yeah, from Dallas. Someone else too. I can't think of who. Yeah, my laptop's died, so I can't look it up. What else can we just wrap up with? What else is on the notes? Oh, come on, mate. What's going on?
I'm going off memory here.
Yeah. Pure memory.
Pure just sitting
It's just been
office.
like 2 months of me just doing things completely unrelated to basketball.
2 months of me just going, I need to read.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I've just been like, no, I don't even want to read.
Yeah, you were a bit sour. I'd gone over, mate.
I got salty. And just
you got salty because Philly would have fucking won that year.
Yeah,
that
man.
Fucking shot.
I didn't even think about that. Like, I was like winding you up and shit subliminally while the Warriors were in the finals. And I was like, oh no, now I know how he feels. Fuck.
Just the one.
Even Clay getting injured, man. That just broke my heart. I can't believe that dude got injured. Like, the one guy plays the game like model professional, never tries to hurt guys, never whinges, never complains. This dude gets hurt badly, and it's just like, oh man, it broke my fucking heart.
Yeah. It wasn't a good final series, to be completely honest with you. It was just like, oh, this is going very badly.
Yeah, but shit happens, man.
What
Without Durant,
what we should do is come back in a couple of weeks and start doing some team warm-ups for the season.
Yeah, have a look at the overs unders from last year. Want to gloat about getting a few of those picks correct. No, it's the picks. Like I picked correct win totals. I was like, wow. Fuck.
You did? Wow, okay.
I should gamble. 4 out of 32. Swell, 30 teams. Sweet.
So you essentially probably...
Now you kind of need money to gamble, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's right. Do you want to pay us? Pay us. All right, guys.
Well, somehow. Just give us money.
We'll wrap it up for today.
Yeah.
And we'll come back with some more content for you. So remember to like, share, and subscribe. You'll find us on Facebook, SoundCloud, YouTube, and all good podcasting apps.
We're going to get back into it. It was a long hiatus, but we're going to definitely get back into it.
Indeed.
Hard. Get on the shilling hard.
Indeed.
5-star rating on iTunes too. If you're listening, you got this far. 5-star rating.
Or Apple Music.
We've got one. Yeah. And that's not even like we've asked friends to do it. Hey, can you just go on and just give us a bogus 5-star rating? Like, this is just one random. So yes, thank you.
Good
times.
That
was if you're listening.
Good times.
All right. Take it easy, peeps.
Peace out.